So let's talk real quick just about what software, really what REI Blackbook can do for you. So whenever we started, whenever we looked at REI Blackbook, well, not even REI Blackbook, whenever we were really in that mortgage business, and I got really, I kind of dove headfirst into real estate investing and understanding your business and the tools and technology. What I really quickly became was overwhelmed, right? And I'm a tech guy, but you look back and it's like, man, you got to have a website, then you need a contact management system, you need email management systems, you need phone systems to manage your calls, incoming calls. Now we've got text messaging. You got to be able to track all that stuff. And literally, the reason REI Blackbook exists today is because we looked at it and was like, holy cow. It was tough for us to build all of this stuff and integrate it with different third-party software and tools and API calls and all of this. This is before Zapier even existed, right? And so we had to take all of these different software systems and make them communicate and make them talk. And it was extremely difficult. And I knew if it was difficult for us, then how hard is it for your solopreneur out there really trying to build and grow their business? Because look, do you guys need to focus on technology? Are you guys in the technology business? No, right? So we looked at it and said, all right, I think there's a better way. And that's really whenever we started building these individual tools, but building them on the same database and the same platform. So what all does REI Blackbook do? First and foremost, we have complete websites. All right, it's built upon the WordPress framework. All right, so you've got brand websites, so you can build out a seller website, a site for your buyers, right? If you're doing buy and holds, you need your tenant sites. If you're doing lease options, all of those things, we can help you build out your brand websites. We also do landing pages and sales funnels, right? So we've got a complete contact management system. And traditionally, all of these are individual software subscriptions. You guys with me on this? Okay? So you go subscribe to all of these different softwares, and the crazy part is like, okay, fine, I've got a contact management system to help me manage all of my contacts, but now all of a sudden, I've got to now subscribe to MailChimp or some other constant contact or some other email system because most CRMs don't have email autoresponders, okay? Then as a real estate investor, there's some unique things that you guys need. You need to be able to do your deal analysis, run property comparables, so we do that. Single listing property websites. You guys may not know what that means just yet, but we're gonna get into it by this afternoon, and we're gonna show you exactly what we mean by single listing property websites. But in essence, do you think it would be great if every property you were looking to either sell or lease option or sell on owner, whatever you're doing, exiting with that property, would it be cool to have a website dedicated to just that property? Okay, that's what a single property, what we call a single listing property website. Now the reason that's important, could you put that property on your brand website? The answer is yes, and we do that too. Okay, but we're going to talk a lot about marketing and strategies, and the reason that may not be the best strategy out of the box is because do you think they might get distracted if you do a bunch of other stuff on your brand website? They're going to get distracted, I promise. So we build these single listing property websites, which are really cool. We'll show you that today. Free recorded messaging system, right? So we've got two different types of phone lines inside of REI Blackbook. Our phone system, we call it Profit Dial, if you didn't know. But we've got two different types of phone lines. We've got a free recorded messaging system. This goes back to really my mortgage days and also helping real estate agents. And you guys have probably seen these free recorded messaging systems, but you probably have pulled up to a listing before and it says, hey, call this number, dial this extension so you can hear the description, the sales price, and everything else on this property. Does that make sense? And it's just a free recorded message. So now why is free recorded message important? I'm going to jump into a little bit of a marketing lesson right here. Why is that important? Well, absolutely. So if the system should text you, right, if somebody calls in, and if they call in and you know what extension they dialed and that extension was on the sign writer, they're sitting right in front of the house. But why specifically should you use the word free recorded messaging? It's not intimidating, right? How many of you guys woke up today and said, you know what I would really like to do is I want to go talk to a sales rep and get pressured into buying stuff that I may or may not need? Anybody in that boat? Okay? I would actually, would be normally where most guys would make a joke about their wife, but in my marriage, I'm that guy. I'm the shopper, okay? So the bottom line is, there's a lot of important things and reasons why that free recorded messaging system, and we'll talk about that, and we're going to show you guys strategies on how to build your buyers list, right? How to market your properties faster, all through free recorded messaging systems. Bird dog management, all right? So we're going to talk about our bird dog management system. So that's actually, bird dog is, at the end of the day, if you don't know what that term is, it's simply building a team of other people that are going to go find properties for you, right? Now, if they're going to go find the properties, why wouldn't they do the deal themselves if they found the deal? Why wouldn't they do it themselves? Perfect. They may not be comfortable. They may not have the knowledge. They may not have the money, right? At the end of the day, they're not sitting here on a Friday educating themselves and investing back into themselves and learning, right? So there are a ton of people out there. And do you think, and let me tell you right now, do you think that it's about to get worse, that there's going to be a lot of folks that are looking for some extra money? Okay? So this bird dog piece, don't take it lightly right now, because there's going to be a ton of people out there looking for ways to earn extra income. Okay? But yeah, the bottom line is they're going to go find deals for you and bring them back to you. That's the whole bird dog management system. We've got an entire section in REI Blackbook that does nothing but that. We also do call tracking and analytics. Look, if you are in business, like, this is crazy to me. You cannot have one phone number anymore. If you've got one phone number, you are losing money. The problem is, you don't know where you're losing the money. Because if you run marketing, if you pay for ads on Facebook or Google or run postcards or do a billboard or bandit signs or you do anything and you're driving them all to one phone number, how do you know what is working and what's not? You don't. Now, I get it. I know a lot of smart folks and folks at home are going to say, but Damon, I asked them where they saw my message, right? How do you guys want to build your business around the dependency of them telling you where they saw your marketing? No, you have to have multiple phone numbers. You've got to be able to do call tracking. You've got to be able to have the analytics, okay? So we actually do that right inside of REI Blackbook. We also do all of the text blast marketing. That's both inbound and outbound, so it's a complete text messaging platform, okay? Complete text messaging platform from keywords to, again, texting your buyer's list. You got a new hot deal. Here's a little tip. Why don't you send them a link to your single listing property website, right? So take that link from your single property listing website and then shoot that text out to everybody on your buyer's list, okay? Things like that, all right? Now, project management, task management, ringless voicemail, all of those are things that we include right inside of REI Blackbook. Now, we've looked at other systems and compared pricing and individual subscription levels and everything else. And if you went out and subscribed to all of those different systems, you guys would be spending about $9,336 a year, okay? But it's actually worse because of this. Do all of those systems talk to one another? They don't. So now how inefficient is your business?